Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Well, good morning, LA, top of the morning, coming from, well, I used to say sunny California, but folks, it's raining down, and my dad said cats and dogs out here. But anyway, whatever God sends, we have to be grateful, and I am grateful for every moment. You'll listen to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you live with nothing but straight talk. That's how we do it around here. Nothing but straight talk. And folks, we have a great show for you today, and I have a wonderful guest. I'm going to introduce my guest, and then I will tell you what we're going to talk about today. I'm so excited about this young woman. She is really, she's down for the community, across every barrier, every religious group, every nationality. I mean, I've just never seen anybody like her. She's God sent. Her name is Reverend Jean Dale Glass. She's a minister of the Church of Scientology, 20-year executive committee member of the LA County Sheriff Multi-Faith Breakfast Council, honor leader of the Kids on Stage for a Better World, humanitarian whose service knows no borders. Jean knows no borders. She's every place. Every place I go, everybody knows Jean. She does not ascribe to, well, I'm locked in the box with this religious thought or ideology, and that is why I am so in love with Miss Jean Dale. So, good morning, Jean. How are you?
Good morning, Dr. Milligan. It takes one to know one, I always say.
Well, I tell you, I'm truly excited about this day, and let me just see here what's going on here. Just, okay. Now, let's talk about what we are going to talk about. I am so excited to bring to the table today. Our topic today is what the church and the community needs from each other. What the church and the community needs for each other. I'm going to take that out for me. Now, I thought of this topic because in the community, folks, I often hear people talk about what the church is not doing. And those people who are talking about what the church is not doing, I ask them, Jean, well, what church do you belong to? I don't go to church. Well, how do you know what they're doing? So I think it's time for us to look at what the community needs from the church. I haven't heard that topic being talked about. I'm sure people are doing it. I haven't heard. What do the community need from the church? What does the church need from the community? That leads us into coming up January 17th. That's 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We will be in the community. You will be looking at what we call one of the largest community events in South Central LA. The Multi-Faith Prayer Breakfast. We're going to kick off with the Multi-Faith Prayer Breakfast. Folks, I have always been so impressed, Minister Jean, with that when I mean, it started years ago. When I walked in there, and I saw ministering people from every denomination, people that I didn't know what their belief, what their thoughts. That coming together helped me to know that we can build a community. I thought about when there's a war, when the country is in battle. I don't think anybody's looking at what religion they are. They're all trying to make sure that they are safe. And they're all trying to protect America. I think that's the way we should live our lives every day as one. And Jean, you represent that person. So coming up, we're talking about Community Day. Jean, tell us a little bit about it and tell us, why you're involved.
Thank you. Well, we start off in the morning with a prayer breakfast, but while we're having the breakfast, out in the very large area surrounding the church is Community Day, which is there specifically to help members of the community of all needs. So we have food and clothing giveaway, but we also have a health forum, job expo, business expo, literacy awareness, and we have Camp Can Do for the young ones, which gives them positive information and positive activity that they can do while their parents are involved with everything else. And then we also have a place for the older kids. We're going to have a gaming van. And although we're screens, I don't know, but we're just going to let them play that day. And you can find so much there, whether you need a lot of help or just a little bit of help, or if you like to help, then you should come and get involved and help us help others. It's pretty much how it works.
Wow, Jean, that is so interesting. Now, I want to serve notice to you grown folks out there. Don't come up in there trying to get in that gaming room. Don't try to boost them kids out. I know you are. I'm telling you, don't come up there. This gaming is for the young folks. So we got other stuff for the rest of you, but don't try to take over the gaming. But, Jean, let's go back. The history of the Community Day. I know it's founded and started with Bishop Edward Turner of Power of Love World Ministry, and I love how they talked about how they started out just feeding the hungry, and that was way before the movement of people needing food, people out there needing food, but it wasn't political at that time. It wasn't news noted. He was doing it because there were people hungry, and they started out feeding them. Let's talk about it.
Bishop Edward Turner founded Power of Love Fellowship right down there on West Manchester near Vermont, and soon after realized that there was a need in the community for help, and such as food and clothing. And as the story goes, there were a few people who he invited over on Martin Luther King weekend and said, "Let me feed you." Well, they said, and then when they were done, as this man is the most pragmatic man you will find, he's just full of love and care, and, "Oh, come back next week, bring a friend," or something like that. And the next week there were like 45 people, and it just grew and grew and grew. And that became Community Day when he realized that he could offer food and clothing and all these other things to the neighbors and the community members in honor of the Martin Luther King weekend. And thousands of people come every year.
Well, Jean, they just started coming, and he was paying for their food because the place of Facility Church is right here near the corner of Manchester and Normandy. And there was a McDonald's there. So they were he started paying for the breakfast, and the line just got longer and longer. And then I think the first year they gave away bicycles to kids who had never had bikes before. And then it got so large, folks, they gave away 10 cars. And one lady who wanted a car, she said she had walked about 4 miles to get to the community day. And when she got that car, she was so excited. So it just, the story goes on and on about what takes place at community day. And the reason we're talking about that is because that drives us to our subject that we're talking about. Now, there'll be a massive food giveaway, clothing giveaway. Gene, last week, I'm telling the Holy Spirit said to me, tell the people that you encounter to only take what they need and to give away everything else and watch how I would replenish what they need if they need it again. Do you realize see, when I become the real mayor, I'm self-appointed mayor right now. When I become the real mayor of Los Angeles, I'm going to find people who park their cars on the street and put junk in the garage. We would have more parking space if people would give. The community would not need anything, Gene. I went through my closet and I looked at all the sheets that I had and I thought about, usually when you take the sheets off your bed, sometimes you wash and dry and put the same one back on, or 2 or 3 others. Who need 20 sets of sheets? Folks, we need to watch God bless you when you start giving. And so that's what this is all about the community. I pulled out a fur coat, and my son said, you going to give that away? I don't wear it. Oh, you can't just hold on to stuff. You said, well, it's good. It's supposed to be good. What you give to others, isn't that supposed to be good, Gene?
Yes, please.
It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be something you have. So we're talking about today what the community needs. And I think Community Day, Gene, exemplifies exactly, what we're talking about. But who are some of the people that jumped in and said, we're going to help you all do this thing? Who are some of those people, Gene?
Our absolute newest sponsor moved in right in the area right next door to the church, Dr. Barry, and he brings a modern and playful dental experience to South LA. So if you have children who need dental work, which is every child should have their teeth checked and cleaned every 6 months.
Yeah.
And he will take care of them and adults as well. He calls it Kidzopia Dental and Braces. So he's part of Smiles West. And he serves adults, children's, and families. So we're very, very excited to have him as part of our sponsors.
Gene, I'm excited about that because it's important when whoever's in the community as a business, I think it's time that the community embrace and say to them, the money that you make, it really comes. The community is the people who support the business in the community. And we're going to look at making sure they become our partner. We're talking about the community partnering with the church. We're talking about the community partnering with the schools, community partners with the businesses. And can you imagine what it would look like when all these forces come together? Can you just imagine that? Wow.
It's a phenomenon. We've done it every single year. Maybe 2021 we weren't able to do it, but we've done it every year for all these years, ever since we started. If I could, I'd like to just mention, so the LA County Sheriff's Clergy Council was started right after 9/11. Do you want me to talk a little bit about that?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened is that the sheriff, Lee Baca, was concerned for the community, of course, after 9/11. Everyone was in fear. If you happened to be someone who looked like the people who apparently flew the planes into these buildings and caused 9/11 to occur, you were hated and mistreated. And so what he did is he called together a community of leaders that had met with him over the years that were of all denominations throughout Los Angeles. And he said, what I want to do is I want to have a prayer vigil for the anniversary of 9/11. So that created the group. And that year, on the day of 9/11, a year later, there was a huge group of us that met together in prayer from all religions, all denominations were involved. And then after that, Bishop offered and said, you know what we should do is we should all get together once a year in honor of Martin Luther King and have Community Day. And that's when Community Day, as part of the multi-faith group, was built. And year after year after year. I mean, one year, I think we had almost 10,000 people at the breakfast in Southwest College.
Yes.
It was humongous.
Absolutely.
You were there. I was there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And it's actually the dream that Dr. King saw, that all men and women walking together. That he talked about that he
Yes.
dreamed that this would happen. So it's so exciting when we start looking at Community Day, and we want everybody who's listening, we want you to make sure that you tell all of your friends that all roads on January 17 need to lead to 1430 West Manchester Avenue. That's just west of Normandy. Like we say, there are going to be massive clothes giveaway, food giveaway. There will be classes on literacy, and if we ever need to learn about financial literacy, it's now. There will be health screening. You get your blood pressure checked. And those who need information, now, we're moving into people not understanding, like the medical system, the Medicare, Medicaid benefits. Folks, this is very important. This is a place that you can get all this information. And you just never seen anything like it, so you definitely want to be there. Minute clothes to give away. There will be vendors there. There will be a stage. There will be entertainment all day, and they have always been exceptional. Good morning, Ricky. Ricky is one of my co-hosts. He joined us today. How are you, Ricky?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, Ricky. We're throwing it down. We're talking about what the church and the community need from each other, the importance of partnership. So I'm going to look at what the church needs from what the community need from the church, Gene. I want to talk a little bit about that. They need presence, not pulpits. They need presence, and that's what Community Day represents. The community needs the church to be visible beyond Sunday morning. Does that sound like Community Day, Gene?
Yes, ma'am.
To be visible, Ricky, beyond Sunday morning. That's what they need. They need to see them on the street. They need to see them in the church, at shelters, at kitchen tables. That's what the community, we're talking about what the community needs. They need practical help that meets real needs. Prayer is powerful. And Ricky, I know you jump in on that. Prayer is powerful, but so is food. So is food, so is clothing, so is health screening, job readiness, financial education, and youth membership. Gene, does that sound like what's going to be going on January 17th at the Power of Love World Ministry?
Yeah, and it's so, I appreciate that you mentioned, like, don't take more than you need, but you are welcome to take away as much as you can carry. So for those of you who do need large amounts of things, you just come in and grab food, grab clothing, and like you said, get your health checked while you're there. Find out about finances.
Absolutely. We don't want you to get just excited about the clothing and the food. This information that's going to be departed there, you guys, that's you really want to get your blood pressure checked. You want to learn about finance, all of that. So we're talking about two things that the community need. They need a safe place for broken and the forgotten. And that's what you get at the Power of Love. That was built on that. Many in the community feel unseen, unheard, and judged. That's why a lot of people don't enter our sanctuary, because they feel like I'm going to be judged on the way I look, or what my life has been, or maybe what you've heard about me, or what I've done before. So the community need people to welcome them with open arms. They need advocacy, and that's what we're talking about, not silence. The community need the church to speak up, Ricky, about housing. It's a scripture in the Bible. I can't remember exactly. It's how we are supposed to speak up for those who are not able to do for themselves. That's scriptoria. They need to church. They need to speak up about homelessness, health care. That's what sound like that's what community day is about. They're gonna have health people all over that place giving information, violence, economic injustice. That's what we talk about what the community needs from the church. Because silence does not protect the people. Action does. So, Ricky, you have some thoughts on that. We have guests on the line. I'm going to give you an opportunity to open your mic. You can make comments or ask questions. And then we're going to talk about what the church, we talked about what the church needs from the community.
Yes. I want to add something, and I'm so glad that you talked about the resources that the church is supposed to provide for the community. What has happened recently that I've noticed is that, well, since COVID, a lot of people, even before COVID, a lot of people who have suffered church hurt and have been disappointed with what or how they were mishandled or mistreated have now a disdain for church. They don't want to come because they feel like, well, I don't trust the people in the church because of what happened to me. And what they don't realize is that just because it's a church doesn't mean that there are not people like you and I who are imperfect and who fall short. But what has happened is a lot of these people have gone to churches that did not have a representation of God, not just over the pulpit, but of course, what the church is providing, which is, of course, is help, resources, counseling, food, shelter, all of those things. So when you look at what the church is originally supposed to be and represent what God, because we're supposed to be the light of the world, we're supposed to be able to draw people so we can help them in every way possible. So I'm glad that this is going down on the 17th, because I've talked to several people over the last couple of weeks, and they do not want to come back to church because they still holding on to a grudge. They still holding on to something happening in the church. I'm saying, but wait a minute. So if it happens at your job, you going to quit? If it happens, if you know what I'm saying, like you're making it bigger than what it is. And I just feel that people just running because people don't want to be exposed and people don't want to be held accountable. But I'm so glad that you guys are doing this, because people need to know that the church, this is what God wants. He wants his house to be not just a house of prayer and worship, but also a house of refuge. And in order to have that, you got to have those resources, because this is where it's needed. Today, people are suffering. You got so many people living in their motor homes and their cars underneath freeways. You got people that don't have jobs. You got people that don't have health care. So this is what God's house is supposed to look like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brenda, I know Brenda has a take on that, so just open your mic and jump in, and we're going to go and look at what the church needs from the community. We talked about what the community needs. It is a partnership. When we all come together, like what we see the jumping off on January 17th, is what a community should look like every day. It should be a place where those who need clothes can go throughout the year. It was a church I visited, I believe in Georgia, where the people would come and bring their clothes. And if there was something they wanted, jeans, they could take. Maybe they needed a sweater. They could take and they bring. I mean, life is so simple. Why do we make it so complicated? Isn't that simple? Where you can go to a place and you can take what you want and you can bring, something that you have that somebody else may want. This would certainly be a better place to live in when we all get to that. So what we want from this community today, we want other people to see, Bishop Turner said, we want people to see the possibility. And we want other ministers who are there, other people with ministries, to realize that they can do the same thing that they need to be doing throughout the year what they see at Community Day. Isn't that correct, Jean? Is that our hope? That's the takeaway? Yeah, that is the takeaway. Brenda, I know Brenda had a comment about it, and we're going to move on. And we got one of my long-lost prodigal daughters on the phone, Elaine Jackson. I don't know where she been. I don't know where she been, but she decided to get up. God woke her up today, and she decided to come home. Hello, prodigal daughter.
Hello, hello. Hey, don't call me prodigal daughter. I have a problem with that prodigal son story. You know, go and do whatever you want, and then come back, and the father gives you everything. What the hell?
That's the way it goes now. That's the way it goes. When you come back, that's the favor of God.
There's a lesson. There's a lesson.
That's a lesson.
There's a lesson in it.
Well, then there's no need to be the good girl in the family. I stop that right now. No more good girl in the family.
No, but continue to be the good girl. You got your blessing coming.
Well, you mentioned something about churches having, like, being a one-stop, that they have free clothing. Out here, we have a church in Massachusetts that has that, but then on the other hand, there are some attitudes of the church that is a little bit off. That they've been long-time members, and then they see people that don't look like them coming to the church, and they get very possessive, as if God belongs to them. Like, you come in here trying to take our God. It's like, wait a minute, he belongs to everybody, you know? So sometimes when churches offer something, you have to wonder, what else is it that they're hiding? Free clothing, just come and take what you want. Yeah, probably take all you want and start your own clothing store, you know? But I just caution people to be careful. Some of these churches out there are not about Christ.
Elaine, you mentioned one thing that was important that I really want to address. You mentioned how people would come in and they see other people coming in. Well, here they are coming. See, this is what the multi-faith prayer breakfast is about. That's why this is so important. In fact, Bishop Turner started the first multi-faith prayer breakfast. And many groups have taken it on since. And it's great because just what you said, you know, here they come. Why they come to get our stuff? The world will not get better where we live until we see people as people. So the multi-faith prayer breakfast is an ideal example of if someone have need. Jesus doesn't belong, God, whomever you call him, does not belong to just one set of people. Jean, you want to jump in on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's very
Jean,
important.
let me just say, Jean is a minister of Scientology. Okay? I am Baptist. But we walk hand in hand. We're trying to show the world that people have needs, and we need to be concerned about anybody that's hurting. I mean, you don't just pass somebody, well, I have these clothes, but if you don't look like me, I'm not giving them to you. That's why the world is jacked up. Jean, you want to jump in on that?
Well, that's what we do is we work together to improve the community and to help people who are in need and to help people to become more and better, even if they are not in a position of need, but are ready to move forward so that they then can help the community and be a better community member. That's what we want to do, is help everyone.
And show other people the way, show people what should be done. There are people who haven't felt love from anybody, that feel like nobody care about them. So community today show people we do care. However they look when they come, however they dress, we don't care about that. We're here to help you. If you need food, if you need clothing, if you need health care, if you need information how to maneuver through this medical system, because 2026 is ushering in some new rules when it comes to medical, particular like with the Medicare rule, new thing that ushered in. To know is empowering yourself. So that's what it's all about, all that information. Financial literacy, if there ever was a time we need to get a grip on it, it's now. Because this is no playtime when it comes to financial, because we don't know what's ahead of us from a financial standpoint. So we want to be ready, prepared, have something to leave for your children, and to show people that having is really important. So, Brenda, I'm waiting for you to jump in. Okay, Minister Jean.
And if I can, so let me just explain as well that we have space available still for anyone who wants to sell something. If that's how you make your money, you're welcome to bring your jewelry, your books, whatever it is that you do. But also, if you're someone who helps out in the community, insurance, you're looking, job fair is really important. If you're looking for employees, if you are someone who wants to be part of the health forum, we'd love to have you involved. Any sort of resources whatsoever. And I just would like to give you the phone number of, just send a text message to 818-314-0343, or you can email Community Day LA, just like it sounds, communitydayla@gmail.com, and we will send you the forms if you want to be part of the breakfast. Again, you don't, and it's a multi-faith prayer breakfast, but let's just say that you aren't part of a church, but you're part of our community. We want you to be involved. So just reach out to either one of those, the phone number, or ideally the email, communitydayla@gmail.com. Please reach out to us. Let us know how you want to be involved, and we will take care of you right away.
Jean, give that phone number out one more time. They may be driving.
Yes, 818-314-0343. Just send a text message if you can.
Great.
That's best.
And the other thing, you all, is so important is our focus with this multi-prayer faith breakfast is also emergency preparedness. And Bishop Turner been dealing with that for the last 2 years. Like every 2 months or so, they would have an emergency preparedness. Now, we're sitting here in Los Angeles, folks, and we see disasters happening all over this country. And what make us think that one day something might not happen here that's big for us? And would you know what to do? So these are the things that when we talk about, the church need and the community, these are the type of things that's taking place in the spiritual arena. At the Power of Love World Ministry, they are doing the emergency preparedness. I was so blown away, Jean. I really felt ashamed of myself when the guy who was doing the emergency preparedness, he said, if there was an emergency, would you know how to turn the gas off or the water off at your house? I looked around. I don't even know where it is. But I went and I learned. This is what churches are doing, teaching people emergency preparedness.
And how many of your neighbors have you exchanged phone numbers with? You know, I hate to bring it up because we are now in our anniversary of our fire, where 10,000 homes were lost.
Yeah.
But it was not the first, and it won't be the last. Hopefully it was the worst, right? But and that was the point, is for at least a year prior to that, he was getting us prepared. Where's your most important papers? Where's your, do you have what they call a go bag that you fill up just so you have a toothbrush? And, like I have a piece of paper that I've given to every one of my family members where it's my sister's phone number in Colorado. Because if we lose our cell network and the cell phones go down, there will be some kind of phone available in the next 24 to 48 hours. So I asked my entire family to have it in their wallet. And then they said they can call my sister, and my sister can keep track of all of us and what's up with us and share it.
Wow. So, folks, you can see how important, why Community Day is an important event, why you need to make sure if you email Minister Jean, she would send you a flyer so you can send it to the people that you know. This need to be blasted out every place because our community need this information very badly. So you definitely want to be a part of that. And the breakfast is Saturday, January 17th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The event itself starts at 8 o'clock from 8 to 4. Isn't that right, Jean?
Yes, ma'am.
8 to 4. And that's where you have the entertainment on stage. You have the health people out there doing blood pressure. You have vendors out there. It's really an exciting day. The networking, the people you meet, and the feeling of love that's in the air and everywhere. It's like an experience that you have not had in a long time. So you definitely want to be there. Somebody, okay, yeah. Yeah, email, text Jean. She'll send you a flyer, and we really need you to help to get the word out. Okay, I think I was calling, I think Brenda. Brenda, are you there? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
I
morning, Brenda.
I think this event is such a wonderful idea. This is the first I've ever heard of it. There is so much human need on so many levels. Some is physical, some is spiritual, some is mental. There's a lot of people that don't have an opportunity to really talk, have a conversation with another human being, just to say what's on their mind. And I think this community event will give that person too an opportunity just to reach out to their fellow neighborhood individuals or people that are going to come to the event from other areas. Um, I think it's just a great idea and to have access to this flyer. I'm also a Red Cross volunteer, and because I am from the Pasadena, Altadena area that did have all these fires, and the devastation is very much still a part of that community. And one of the things that the Red Cross does is they feature emergency preparedness, where they actually will go into people's homes and install fire alarms and detectors for free. So that's information that people could and should have. And so I just think this is a great opportunity.
Well, Brenda, I hope to see you there, and we do need We need volunteers. In fact, I was over at the church just yesterday. We were, getting clothes and everything together because we want to make sure they are, laid out, put together, and we're asking people bring what you would wear. Don't feel, oh, this is time for me to dump out, take out. No, you see everything that's over the jean. It was so funny yesterday. I mean, we got some of everything, and believe it or not, we even got a lot of wigs. Somebody sent a bag of wigs over there. So I said, wow, we got everything going on. And I was telling Minister Bible, I said, I know how I have at least about 15 pair of shoes to take because I don't wear high heels anymore. And a lot of people used to wear high heels. They nice. I have at least 3 pair of shoes I've never worn because I ordered them. I won't order shoes anymore. They didn't fit. So, but what am I going to do? I'm bringing them to give them away. So those of you who are online, particularly men, we really need men clothing because a lot of times we don't get the clothes for men. Do men just hold on to that clothes, or maybe they don't buy as many as women? I don't know. Ricky, how come you all not giving clothes away? How come men holding on to that clothes? I don't know. Talk to me. Somebody tell me something.
Well, we give clothes. I mean, I give clothes all the time. I go through my closet at least twice a year, and I give it to homeless shelters.
Yeah.
Because I want them to wear them immediately. Especially that's like I just gave 2 batches last month to one of the homeless shelters in downtown Long Beach. Some friends of mine that actually work for the shelter, and they were elated to get clothes that they can wear immediately. Like I gave up. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I gave up a coat that I love dearly, which is a peacock coat, right?
Okay.
East Coast. But I don't frequent the East Coast like I used to, right? So I gave up that East Coast, and I barely used it. But what I'm saying is I gave up clothes that I don't normally wear anymore, and I know that these clothes are needed by people who are outside in the cold, and so it's important to give clothes, especially men, because a lot of men, like I said, they don't really give up clothes for whatever reason. I don't know, but I
Well,
know,
Ricky, can you round up some? I know you know a lot of men. Tell
yeah,
them to bring us some clothes over here, right across from my office.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, bring some. We need some men clothing.
okay, that's not a problem. Yeah, I can do that.
Elaine, we got people on here, not just in LA. Elaine, I can't remember. I think she's back in Cincinnati. She's someplace. She's not in LA. But Elaine says she's been holding on to stuff because it comes back in style. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my prodigal daughter. I tell you. Elaine, when it come back in style, trust God that He will replenish. I'm trying to get this message out. He will replenish whatever you need when you need it. Okay?
All right. So you want me to pack a box of things and send out to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
I can do that. I'll send you
Oh,
some. I have some nice stuff. I don't want to let go of my African clothes. I really don't want to let go of that. But, you know, I'll find something nice to send.
I want you to believe in the concept that God will replenish whatever you need when you need it. I'm a living witness of that. I'm telling you, every
Okay.
time people bring me clothes 'cause they know I wear a lot of African garb. Every time they bring me something, then I'll go into my closet and take something out to put in the place of that. And my grandson said, Mommy, why people always giving you clothing? Well, they know what I like. And then I give
Oh.
away. I wished I could impart upon people the importance of giving. I'm a living witness of it. So you guys, yes, we need men clothing. We need volunteers, if people want to volunteer. But this community today it's just the tops. People from every walk of life is there. Elaine, I wish you could come, but I know you know. Airline too far. They cancel airline flights, so people not into traveling. But Elaine is a diehard person who's willing to help. But your heart is going to be there. Your spirit's going to be there. We're going to feel your presence. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, and I'll make sure not to send winter things because you guys are in that nice hot weather over there.
That's not true, Elaine. It's so cold here. It gets
Really?
cold. Oh yes, I'm having a coat on today. Yeah, it gets very cold here. Like January and February, especially in the evening, you may have a warm day, and by night come, you need a coat on. So
Well,
whatever you got, somebody need it.
Especially if
Okay.
we're helping the unhoused right now.
Yeah.
They're out all night, and we're the desert. So we actually do go down at night about 20, 30 degrees. We
mhm.
don't hit freezing. So I grew up in Chicago. So I agree with you that it's not really cold here. But yes, please send anything that you don't need that's in good shape. We would really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And that's going to be wonderful to talk about people. You don't have to. Who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor? Not the person in LA. My neighbor is all over the universe. All over the universe. It was a lady when I came in yesterday. She was on the right here in the front of my place, laying there, wrapped up, had a whole lot of stuff on her. And she said, do you have cookie or just anything you can give me to eat? And I said, well, let me put everything in my office. Let me get open up and I'll come back out here and talk to you. I did. So when she pulled the cover off of her, she looked like she was about between 50 and 60. And the spirit told me, just go and ask her, how did she get to this place? And I'm thinking, you want me to go ask that lady that? Sometimes we don't want to be led by the spirit, but I decided I did. I said, how did you get here to this place? How did you get here? She said, I lost my job. And she started telling me about it. I said, well, you're out here on the street wrapped up. Is there any reason you're not in a shelter? She said, there was no shelter available. And see, I was not aware that people who are trying to get in shelters, Gene, are on waiting lists. I didn't know that. I thought anyone who was homeless, that you could get in a shelter any day or night. Were you aware of that, Gene?
No, ma'am.
Yeah,
No,
I was
ma'am.
not aware. She said, you got to keep going. And I guess if they have a shelter and if they can only hold 60 people, I guess they can't take any more.
And
You know?
especially like right now, because the younger ones probably because of the rain, who normally are like, I don't need to go stay in that smelly shelter or
Uh-huh.
whatever they're saying, you know, um, you just would they wouldn't have anywhere to stay and all. What are we on day 20 or something of this rain, you guys? We've never
Yeah,
seen it like this.
yeah.
I
It
think
poured down last night like heaven had opened. It just,
Mother Nature wanted to make sure that we did not have another fire.
yeah,
Hate to bring it up, but
yeah. But what I did, Jean, I went out and I gave her $5 because I'm next door to a Burger King. So she said, I'll go and get me something to eat. And she said, I would like to go look for a little job or volunteer. She said, but how can I do that in the street? I can't, dress and have myself presentable. And she said to me, Jean, she said, do you remember me? And I said, no. She said, I came in once and volunteered for you a few days. You were doing something for your conference. Did you hear me? Yeah. And she said, if I can ever volunteer again, let me know. She said, So you just never know. So I had said to myself, if she was here this morning, every day that she's here, I was going to give her $5 to go to McDonald's and get her something to eat. But it rained so hard last night, she couldn't have been laying out there. But folks, I'm telling you, give it. And Elaine wants the address where she can send us some stuff. So,
I
Jean,
put it on
go ahead.
there.
You put it in there? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys, spread the word about Community Day. It is so exciting. The hope that I see in people when they leave there, they're so excited to get food. One person went and he came back, he said, I'm gonna be honest. I got some stuff, but my neighbor needs some. Can I take some for my neighbor? And we said yes. So it's absolutely incredible, folks. A day of giving, a day of showing love, and that's what the people need, and we want to be there to meet that need. So, Jean, what are some of the other things that's taking place again for those who tuned in late? What's
Right,
going to
who
be
tuned in
happening?
late. Well, here's what I want to explain. So there will be the food and clothing giveaway. The dentist next door that we mentioned, he's going to be giving away dental toothbrushes and toothpaste, things like that. We're going
Wow.
to have the
Okay.
health forum, so you can. What did you say? You can get your. What do they do in the health forum, Dr. Milligan?
They're going to be doing blood pressure testing, glucose, seeing if you're diabetic. They're going to be giving information for those who are interested about what does my Medicare cover. I have Medicaid. There's a lot of people confused about the medical system for 2026. So anything has to do with be someone talking about dementia, all the different things, high blood pressure. You can get all that type of information. So you don't want to miss it, folks. It's nothing better than finding out. You found
Right.
out right on the spot. There are people that's diabetic, Elaine, and they didn't even know it. People with high blood pressure, almost stroke level, and they didn't even know it. So
And they
this
did.
is so
Yeah,
important.
they didn't know it. And again, if you want to help, you can help in any one of these areas. So it's the food and clothing giveaway, health forum, job expo, business expo,
Financial literacy.
financial. That's right, financial literacy for people who need help in life, learning how to read. We don't care what your age is. We want to help you. There's the multi-faith prayer breakfast, which is open for anyone who would like to join us.
Yeah.
And we'll be covering emergency preparedness, which
Yes.
is very important.
It's big.
And we found out, unfortunately, like even the water buildup, as you'll see here in the photo, so there's reasons why there's people who had to leave their homes at the last minute. You'll be learning directly from experts on what it is that we need to do to be prepared. as well as we're going to have an absolutely delicious breakfast.
Yeah.
Lots of prayer, lots of love, lots of community power going out into Los Angeles, making it a better day in honor of Martin Luther King, in honor of where he started us from so many years ago to where we are today.
That is so exciting because I learned so much at that emergency preparedness. I bought the battery charger for my phone because if the light goes out, how many of you have a battery charger for your phone? Folks, you need to get ready. How many of you have the battery flashlight? I am so well prepared. I even make sure, Elaine, I keep a comfortable pair of shoes near my bed. I make sure I do not let my gas meter get below 1/2 because if something happen, everybody gonna be crushing into the gas station. It may seem over precaution, but I tell my kid if I get in a car and that tank is below 1/2, I'm on them like white on right. Oh, Granny, oh, I said, don't play with me. I'm serious. You guys never know what can happen. So we need to be talking about it. We need to be conscious of it.
Thanks for reminding us about that one. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I always attend those things because it's always giving you something. I never thought about needing to know where to shut the water off. I mean, the average person, if a pipe bursts, they can't even shut the water off. You should know how to do all of those things. And not just you. Your family needs to know. That's important. A lot of times we learn stuff, but we don't tell the family. So they
Yes.
need to know too. So folks, it is going down. Do you hear me? It is going down. And I want to do a shout out to Bishop Turner. He is a leader. He truly is a leader that cares about the community. He's always been that way. He used to have little boys they call Hope, Boys of Hope. I can't remember what it was, but he would make them walk every Saturday. They would do things, and he has a heart for young people. I look at those youth that's in the church now. I mean, they absolutely. Gene, when I first met him, what really drew me to him, he was telling everybody in his church, he said, you have to go to school. You have to learn something. You dating this, y'all need to get married. Okay, he did. Many people got married from the church. Y'all need to buy a house. In fact, Sunday, he said, I'm not comfortable just having a house and you all don't have one. I want everybody in here to have a house. Now, how many times do you hear that? I was so impressed. So, folks, the community today is trying to be a mentor and to show other people what needs to be done and how to do it. It's nothing like the smile you see on people's face as they line up, as they get food, as they sit down and listen to the music. They have great entertainers on stage. It is a day to remember. It really is. And if someone else have a question, I'm gonna go back to Jean. Jean has how many years you been with this organization, Jean?
Almost 30. Almost 30. So
Almost 30
it's
years.
And you know that I want to just really accent that it's for people who need or want to receive, and those of us who want to give.
Mm-hmm.
So please join us. Please email
How can
Community
they
Day
donate?
LA.
How can they
And-
donate, Jean? Because that
And they
means
can
somebody.
donate as well. Just email us and we'll send you the link. That's better. We take Cash App, Venmo, what's the other one? Zoom.
Zelle.
Thank you,
Zelle.
Zoom. We're
Zelle.
zooming now. Zelle.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. You caught me off guard. Yes. If you're a company and you want to sponsor, then we can hang up banners with your name and this sort of a thing. You're right. I'm glad you remembered to bring that up.
Absolutely. Because there are people that say, I can't be there, but I want to help. Because the breakfast, can you imagine having a breakfast where you're serving 150, 200 people and they're not paying one dime? Can you imagine? That's the kind of service. So
Yes.
people chip in to help and to do that. And Brenda, I want to make sure every one of you, Lavina Kimber, I don't know who you are. You want to chime in? Do you know who Davina, is that your friend, Jean?
No, just saying
Okay.
hi. Hello, madam.
How are you? Open your mic.
You're
Can't hear
muted.
you. You're muted.
There she goes. She's
Yeah.
looking.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you, Lavina? How did you hear about this?
Well, Dr. Rosie, when we were in the LA area, Kaiser and I, back during the Dr. Claude Anderson days and the Black Writers on Tour, all of that. And, we were supported in those efforts and all of that. So every now and then, because I am able to hear you some mornings on KJLH with the, through internet radio. And I hear you speaking sometimes, in that capacity. But I had just, I hadn't tuned in for a while. And Kaiser got an email. I guess he's still on your distribution list.
Uh-huh.
And I just kind of hijacked it from him. And yeah, but we moved out of the areas a few years back. I think you were, I'm not sure if you're still on the side, your office on the side where the
Burger King.
McDonald's was over there.
Yeah, I'm
and
still
then you
here.
used to be on the other side where the Burger King was, because I think Tim used to work with you.
He's still with me.
Is he?
Yes.
I'll have to tell Kaiser he's still with you.
Yes.
Yeah, but I just, and I'm so glad I tuned in just to hear the things, even though I'm out of the area, but I still have daughters in the area, and I heard the need for clothing.
Yeah.
And I will tell them to get rid of some of that stuff out of the LA house. I probably still have something left down there too. If I left it, I don't need it. Put it in the box also. Yes, but I know you was the publisher for Kaiser's book many years back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's doing well.
Yes, he is. He's doing well. Some few little health challenges, but by the grace of God, we're surviving.
Well, it's so good to see you. Well, I'm still out here. I'm still on. Is my daddy something on the battlefield? Okay.
Got to stay on the battlefield.
Absolutely. So keep us in prayer, and anybody that want to send donations our way, because we're feeding people, we're doing something. It's important. And as I said to my prodigal daughter again, give. I'm asking. The Spirit told me, tell everybody that you come in contact with to unload, to get rid of everything that they don't need. Just keep what you need. Keep what you need and watch the blessing flow. There are people on their knees every day praying for what we have locked up in the garage.
That's true.
There's people asking God for stuff that we have in the shelters. So we, in these storage places, folks, it don't make sense making these storage houses riches for stuff you're not going to ever use. Yeah. So it's a new day. And I want you to pass the word to people you know. Tell them it's a move to only keep what you need.
I will, and I'll tell Kaiser, because you said men's clothing.
Yes.
And there's some he just don't fit anymore, but he's hanging them around that he might fit them again.
Tell him when he get where he have to fit them again, tell him that I said, my God will replenish his need. Just like he gave them those, he will make sure that he has more. So give him that message for me, okay?
I sure will.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, it was just a joy to hear and learn and experience. And, there are many things. I might not be in the area, but there are things that, that's informational that can help out other places.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Jean, I guess you want to close us out, give us our closing remarks, tell us how we can connect, what we need to do, and where we need to be on Saturday, January 17, 2026. All roads must lead where, Jean?
That's right. To 1430 West Manchester Avenue, Los Angeles. And that's 90047. And we would like you to email communitydayla@gmail. Let us know how we can help you or how you can help the community. So we're all in this together.
And what is the phone number? And you guys don't want to miss it. You
Eight
don't want to
one.
miss it because, let me give them this important message. I have an important message. Number one, you don't want to miss it because I will be there. Okay, go ahead, Jean.
1-800-314-0343. Just text me and I will hook you up, connect you up, figure out what we can do together. Because we are all a community.
Absolutely. We want to lead the way. We want to be an example of what the community should be like. The community needs the church, and the church needs the community.
Right?
We need each other. It's not a one-way street. We're trying to hook this up, Lavina, where it's a partnership, where we can partner with the churches. I did a piece called What If? What if all the churches were networking? There was someone, a widow in the church, about to lose her house, has a default notice. But there was somebody else in the network church who was about to be evicted because they couldn't pay rent. What if these pastors connected these members together? It becomes a win-win. What if we really? Can you imagine how our community would be transformed if the true networking of the churches and the community would come together? Absolutely. So, folks, all this what if, we're going to turn this to it is instead of what if. That's what we're leading toward. Minister Jean, I love you to life. You know, some people like to love you to death. Don't love me to death. People come, girl, I love you to death. I don't need you to love me to death. I need you to love me to life. So I love you to life today. I appreciate who you are and what you represent. You are a true example, the epitome of how God wants us to be and how he wants us to see his people. Thank you, guys. The clock on the wall said that's all. We're getting up out of here, but I want to see you on January 17th. All roads must lead to 1430 West Manchester Avenue, Los Angeles, 90047. You want to be there, tell your ministers about it so they can reach out to us, so we would love to see them. We want, is the old sanctified people used to sing a song, Gene? Oh, I wish somebody would catch on fire. Catch on fire. Remember that? I wish the community would catch on fire in the spirit of love. You guys have a great day as you go on your way. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Dr. Rosie. I'll see you
Thank you.
there.
All right.